how to create a saving system for your game. The first thing we need to do is to create a save. Create a Blueprint class and search for save. Name it something simple and that you will remember. Open it up. All you need to do here is to create the variables that you want to save. Things like score, currency, and so on. Now, in order for the save to work, we must first create the save. Then when it's created, you can load it whenever you need. So I highly recommend doing this in the main menu, either in your main menu widget or level. First, drag out a load game from slot node. In the slot name, you can type in anything, but this is the name you're going to use for this save. For simplicity, I recommend using the same name as the same class, but it's not required. Then you want to cast to the save game class we created. So if the cast fails, that means the save doesn't exist, and we will need to create the save. Promote it to a variable. Save game to slot. Remember to use the same name like I said before. Now the save will be created when it doesn't exist. You can test with a print if you'd like. So now it's going to fail and the save will be created. When I restart the game, it will succeed. So this is all you need to do to create the save. In order to use it, all you have to do is to load the save, set the variables, and save. Where to do this will entirely depend on your game, either by a checkpoint or when the player dies. I'm going to save the high score and currency in my game. Add the load and the cast like we did earlier. You don't actually have to promote the game save to a variable. However, if you're going to use it a lot, I would recommend it to avoid spaghetti. Then you want to set your variable. So with my high score, for example, I want to check if my current score is higher than the high score. If it is, save it. Always remember to save when you do this, otherwise it won't work. Here, I'm going to set the text to be the high score. Since the default value is 0, it will work the first time. Now it will still be 6. And now it's 9. In this example, I'm loading the save when my character dies and using the save right away. I would, however, recommend that you load it at the start of your game and promoting it to a reference, then using it as you see fit, because you might encounter an invalid error. Now let me show you how you would save using a purchase system. So I want to create a buy button that will give me an extra life in game and charge me 10 coins. I've loaded the save like I showed you earlier. We need to check if our coins equals 10 or if we have more and decrease the coin value by 10. While you can use the coin value from the save directly, it's safer to create a local coin variable and setting it, like I said, in the beginning of the game to prevent errors. On button pressed, check if your coins equals or is greater than the price. On true, decrease the coin value by the price. Always remember do once, otherwise the player might spam the button and get charged twice. On false, you can play a sound or add some text that says the player doesn't have enough. So here I bought the life, but forgot to update the currency text. And there you have it.